Chip Kelly has interviewed for the open Georgia Tech offensive coordinator job. How do you feel about this one?
I think this would be a good hire. I think. Like, he's shown the ability to do this at such a high level in college football. But he has shown the ability to do it at such a low level in the NFL. I just think some of the stuff he does just doesn't work in the NFL with the athleticism on the defense.
This is one of these hires where everybody is going to have 2020 revisionist history on, right?
Yeah.
It's one of these things where you're going to hire him, and if it goes great, you're going to go, I knew it. I told you so.
Of course
He's
did.
got such a great track record. I knew it was going to be fine. And if it goes belly up, you're going to be, I knew it. He stinks. He's always stunk. He's been terrible everywhere he's gone.
Why did you think it would be different?
Yeah, exactly.
They fired him from the Raiders of all places.
So, I mean, look, I'm with you. I lean that the difference between college and NFL is palpable. I think if you say there's no difference, that you're wrong. There is. And I think that he has clearly had a much deeper, stronger, longer track record of being successful in college for a variety of reasons than he has been in the NFL. For some reason, it doesn't translate.
Do you buy, and this was part of the thing, when he got fired from the Raiders, one of the kind of stories that was coming out was that he was getting the play calls wrong. Like, he was calling plays that weren't part of the offense or were part of maybe a previous offense. Some of the terminology he was using in the headset was like, we don't have that play. What is that? That's the only thing that scares me about this, because I think X's and O's wise, like I said, he's proved it a million times that he can do it in college football at a very high level. But if there is some of the fall off or maybe burnout that comes along with college coaches these days, I would be fearful of that just a little bit.
Here's the other question I'm asking: who is his quarterback? Because remember, you're bringing in a new OC and a new QB at the same time. It makes it that much harder. But again, are you getting a quarterback here that is going to fit the system that Chip Kelly runs?
Is there anybody at Ohio State in the depths of that Ohio State quarterback
I'm
roster?
sure there is, because Sayin is only a freshman, so there might be some other freshmen sitting there.
I can't remember the guy's name that he beat out, but maybe, hey, maybe Chip knows him. Maybe like, hey, come on down here, man. They can hang out.
So we talked about this earlier, but Michigan head football coach Sharon Moore has been terminated with cause, effective immediately. Now, talks are swirling around Kalen DeBoer and Marcus Freeman as options to take that job.
I don't know. Like, how did Bama already catch stray here? You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't
Look
even.
at you getting all sensitive.
This stuff was out 20 minutes yesterday, and they were like, Kalen. I think it was Nicole Auerbach on Twitter. Kalen DeBoer, the obvious top option. I'm like, why is that obvious?
Because the fantasy world that the internet is, but it was great that Kalen DeBoer was going to Michigan, and then Lane Kiffin was going back to Alabama.
Yeah, well, what's crazy is I think this keeps pointing back to the fact that Kalen DeBoer doesn't look or sound like he belongs at the University of Alabama, but neither did Nick Saban for the longest time, and that just it kind of worked itself out. I'm happy with Kalen DeBoer as the head coach. When your name keeps popping up, I do wonder if there's people behind the scenes who are like, hey, we talked to Kalen DeBoer, talk to his agent.
You talk to his agent and you talk to Kalen DeBoer are two different things. I know they're one and the
100%.
same, but they're two different things.
Yeah,
and
100%.
Listen, an agent worth his salt is just trying to drive the price up on his coach. And by the way, make a run to the national title game, even if you don't win it, you're Alabama. Guess what you're getting next year, Kalen DeBoer? A raise, because everybody wants to hire you.
You're getting paid.
That's what this is about.
It's the whole Sarkisian to the NFL thing.
Right.
It's like
there's not if there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, listen, Harbaugh was rumored to go to the NFL for a half dozen years, and he didn't go until he finally left. But it was happening every year.
I was going to say he eventually did. So there's that.
I would tell you this much: I don't think DeBoer is long for that job. This is not a place where he plants his flag for the next dozen years. I don't think college football really lends itself to that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that that's a thing anymore.
My point is that unless he runs off a string of 3 championships in 4 years, I don't think any coach is necessarily long for any job other than Kirby Smart here at Georgia and maybe one or two other guys. And
let's just how about this? If you're at your alma mater, because I think Brent Key's probably that guy too, as long as they'll have him.
I think eventually he'll be swayed to go somewhere else. I think. And I don't say that other than I say this fact that I think he realizes for a guy who is so ultra competitive, he's capped at Georgia Tech.
He's from Birmingham.
There's a ceiling.
Just throwing that out there.
I mean, it could happen. If DeBoer takes a job, he can go to Bama. You're not getting a better job in college football. There's only a handful of jobs.
I want him to stay at Tech for a little bit longer. I want DeBoer to stay at Bama
so
for a
do
little
I.
longer.
I mean, listen, I'm glad they gave him an extension. I didn't know if it was ever going to happen, but I'm glad they did.
He spoke it into existence.
Yeah, you
That's
said it, and then it happened that
Why
day.
did they give this guy an extension? Breaking news.
Yeah,
Brent
breaking
Key
news.
receives extension.
The only other thing I'll say about the college college coaching openings here that's still kind of swirling around. You know, there are a lot of names out there still that are available. I mean, does Brian Kelly get back into the fray here? Does he take a year off? I mean, you know, Michigan is in a really bad spot right now for a variety of reasons.
The game of musical chairs has ended, and Michigan is now the one without a chair.
Right. The music
like
is
looking around for a chair going, is there any more chairs?
Yeah, nope.
Any more chairs out there? Is there a chair that looks like Brian Kelly? Anybody? All right.